everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I'm back with another Continental knitting tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the star cluster stitch. It is an intermediate level stitch that is full of holes, so I think it would also make a nice lace pattern. It has a decent amount of stretch, not too bad. Might require some blocking when you finish your project, but it offers a lot of texture and it gives you this very nice heirloom-esque pattern. So without further ado, I want to dive right into this tutorial. For this stitch, you want to cast on in multiples of 4 and then add an additional 2. So I'm going to start off with a slip knot. And then I'm just going to do a regular cast on. So there's 1, well, it's 2 stitches.
Alright, this looks like as good as time as any to introduce to you guys a little thing I got going on here at Infiniti Crafting Co. Here recently I have released a series of videos describing my new members program, which is basically the future of my content and how I will be able to continue creating YouTube tutorials in the future. Hey Craftapreneur is a new pattern club that I created directly on my website. Members have access to all of my written patterns as well as the video tutorials that support them. So whether you read crochet patterns or not, you'll be able to make my designs with ease. You also have access to other perks like exclusive access, bonus content, a members only forum, my hands-on one-on-one support, and more. So my ask is that if you enjoy my content here under Infiniti Crafting Co., the YouTube channel, that you head over to my website today, click that Hey Craftapreneur tab, and sign up for $5.99 a month or for $20 quarterly to support this content. Thanks so much for watching, and now we're going to get back into the tutorial.
And then I'm going to add an additional 2. 1 and 2. Alright, now that I have done my cast on, I can simply pull out one of my needles. And as you can see, it leaves my cast on row with a little extra room in there for when I go in and work my first row. For row 1, we are going to knit the first stitch. Alright, now we are going to start our repeat for the row, which is knit 2 together. We're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to knit 2 together through the back loop. So let me show you how to do that. We are going to skip 1, 2 stitches, and behind the second stitch we're going to insert our needle knitwise, and you might need to hold it like I just did so you don't knock off both of your stitches. And then you're going to knit those 2 stitches together and slide them off your needle. You're then going to yarn over twice. So 1, 2. Now we're going to knit 2 together through the back loop. When you knit 2 together through the back loop, you insert your needle in the backs of these stitches purlwise. And you're going to yarn over and bring that through. Slide it off the needle. And that's what that looks like. Okay, and we're going to do this all the way across the row. So now we are going to knit 2 together. Slide them off. Yarn over twice. Knit 2 together through the back loop. Pull them off. Knit 2 together. yarn over twice. Knit 2 together through the back loop. And then you're just going to knit that last stitch. And this is what row 1 looks like. For row 2, we're going to turn our work. We are going to purl 2, so bring the yarn forward. Purl the first stitch. Purl the second stitch. Now we're going to start our repeat, which is purl 1. So this is worked a little awkwardly because we're working into a yarn over. So what I typically do to make it easy for me is I will insert my needle purlwise behind this very loose strand, and I will simply loop my needle around so that I can bring it to the front of that stitch. And I'm going to purl 1. I'm going to keep my finger over that other yarn over so it doesn't come off with this one. Now I am going to purl 1 through the back loop. So in order to do that, we are going to actually come to the back of our stitch. We're going to insert our needle basically from left to right so that it comes out the front of our stitch. And then we are going to yarn over as normal as though to purl and slide that on off. Okay, and it leaves a little loose loopy right here, but don't worry about that. Now we are going to cluster the next 2 stitches. So what we will do for this cluster is we are going to first of all bring the yarn to the back for this process, and we are going to slip the next 2 stitches onto the working needle. We are then going to bring the yarn forward between the needles, and then we are going to slip those same 2 stitches back onto our left hand needle. We're now going to bring this yarn back to the back and slip those 2 stitches back onto our working needle. And you should end up with your yarn to the back. Once more, you're going to bring your yarn forward, and we are going to purl that next stitch, which is a yarn over. Alright, and that is why this is an intermediate stitch. After we do that cluster, our repeat starts over. So we are going to purl 1 to this first yarn over. I want to bring my yarn forward. Now we're going to purl 1 through the back loop. Slide that off. Now we're going to bring our yarn back to the back. And we are going to cluster these next 2 stitches. So again, we're going to slip 2. Bring the yarn forward between the needles. Slip those 2 back onto the non-working needle. And we're going to wrap the yarn between the needles so that the yarn is at the back again. And then we're going to slip these 2 stitches back onto that needle, like so. Now we're going to bring the yarn back forward, and we're going to start our repeat all over again. Alright, and when you get to the last 4 stitches of your row, it's going to be 2 yarn overs and then 2 purl stitches. So what we're going to do is we are going to purl 1. Oops, might want to bring my yarn forward there. I'm going to purl that first one. Then we're going to purl 1 through the back loop. And now we're going to purl 2 to finish our row. Alright, and that is row 2. For row 3, we are going to knit the first 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now we are going to knit 2 together. So again, we're going to come over here and we are going to insert our needle knitwise after skipping 2 stitches, and we are going to knit those 2 together. There we go. And pull them off the needle. Alright, now we're going to yarn over twice. I recommend doing this fairly loosely. And now we are going to knit 2 together through the back loop. Like so. And that is our repeat. So we are going to again knit 2 together. Yarn over twice. Knit 2 together through the back loop. Oops, there we go. And we're going to do this until we have 3 stitches remaining on our needle. Alright, and now we are simply going to knit the final 3 stitches. And 3. And that is row 3, and you can see where your star clusters are really starting to take form here. Alright, now we're going to move on to row 4 and turn our work. Bring our yarn forward because we are going to, we are going to purl the first 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. Now we're going to cluster 2 stitches. So we're going to bring our yarn to the back, and we're going to slip these first 2 stitches here onto our working needle. We're going to bring the yarn back between our needles towards the front. We're going to slip those stitches back onto our left hand needle, bring the yarn back to the back, and then we are going to slip these 2 stitches back onto our working needle. We will then bring the yarn back to the front, and we're going to purl this first stitch, which is a yarn over. Then we are going to purl 1 through the back loop in this next yarn over. Pull it off. And we are going to continue to cluster 2, purl 1 through the back loop until we get to the last 4 stitches. Alright, and I'm at my last purl 1 through the back loop. Now I'm going to cluster the next 2 stitches, so I'm going to bring my yarn back to the back. And I'm going to slip them off onto my working needle bring the yarn back to the front, slip them back onto the left needle, wrap my yarn, and then I'm going to slip them back onto my working needle. I'm going to bring the yarn back to the front because I'm going to purl the last 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Alright, and that is row 4. And if you continue to work rows 1 through 4, you will eventually end up with a piece of fabric that looked like our initial swatch. However, I do like this stitch, so let me work up a few more rows and show you what it looks like in this green color. Okay, oops, let me put that on the right side. Okay, I worked up another repeat of this so you can see what the pattern starts to look like. I love this in this color, but I don't need to design anything else. This is what the stitch looks like on the back. I didn't cover that at the beginning of the video, but it is not reversible, but I think that the texture on the front is absolutely charming. It would make a nice throw blanket or even a autumn scarf. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on future knitting content from me. I typically post knitting tutorials on this channel on Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m. CST. If you're looking for more from me, you can head over to my website and sign up for my newsletter so you don't miss out on blog posts, updates, and helpful tips from Infiniti Crafting Co. Thanks for watching, and until next time guys, happy making!